In this video, we're going to have a look at how to add this feedback form to any product page in WooCommerce, and it will also then pre-fill the name of the product. So you just need to, or the customer just needs to fill in their details and then hit the submit form, but everything else is taken care of. And this is inserted on every product page, and there's no need to edit any template files. We're just going to hook into the template. So to get this done, I'll just show you what I've used. So if we have a look at the plugins, you'll see that I've used the Code Snippets plugin for the code snippets, which is this one over here. And then I've used the custom CSS and JS plugin for the custom CSS and JavaScript. And then Fluent Forms is the plugin that was used then for the form. So that's the code snippets. Then we have the simple custom CSS and JS, and then for the form I've used the free version of Fluent Forms. So those are the three plugins, and they're all free. So the first thing then to get started would be to create the form. So we download and install Fluent Forms. So if we just look at the view details, this is Fluent Forms. It's a very powerful forms plugin, and then I'm going to head over to Fluent Forms to create the form. So what I'm going to do now is create a new form. So previously I used this inquiry form, and what I'm going to do now is make a new form. I'll just show you how we can do that quickly. So here we have the forms, and basically what I've done is just taken the I can just take here, for example, I can create a basic contact form, or I can scroll down and find something else that I think is more applicable. Some of them are only available in Pro, so you'll see Unlock in Pro, but many are available in the free version. So what I'm going to do then is just use this. I could maybe, I don't want to do a support form, so I'm just going to use this basic contact form. So we'll click Create Form. It creates the form. I'm going to change the name. So I'm going to call this the Product Inquiry Form. And I'm going to rename that. Okay, so that's the product inquiry form. And now I'm just going to customize a few things. So one of the things that I'm going to do then is change your message to more details. So let's hide the label, and we'll just make that more details. The placeholder, more details. And then in the advanced options, we're going to change this name attribute here to more details as well. So that's going to be the more details form. Then the subject field, instead of subject, we're going to do the product name. So let's change that to product name, and let's just change everything to product name. In fact, I'll just copy that. The placeholder will also be product name. I'm going to hide the label, and then under advanced options, I'm going to go here to the prefix label, and I'm going to change that to product name, and then also the name attribute, I'm going to change that to product name as well. And what I'll do then is for the email, I'm going to hide the label. We've already got placeholders, and then I can do the same thing for first name and last name. We'll just hide the label. There we go. Label's hidden. Save the form. If I want to preview the form, preview and design. And that's the form that we're going to use. So we've got first name, last name, email address, product name, and more details. So the form done. What I'm going to do now is just head over here to this custom CSS and JS, and I'm going to deactivate what I had before. So I'm going to deactivate that, and then I'm going to go down to my snippets, and I'm going to deactivate that as well. So here on the product page, you'll see that there's no form. So what we're going to do now is add that form into our code. I'm going to scroll down, and you'll see I need to add a new function. So this will be called WooCommerce feedback form. And now I'm going to add a function. So we go function by underscore WooCommerce underscore feedback. And right, there we have the outline for the function. And I'm just going to say save the changes and activate. Now I need to just get the form details. So what I'll do is I'm going to head over to Fluent Forms. There's my product inquiry form. I just click on the short code, it copies. I'm going to head back down here to my snippets and we'll go to the feedback form and now echo and do underscore short code, inverted commas, then we put in the square brackets. We don't need to. We paste in the form and there we have echo do short code and we're telling it to output that short code, which will be the form. Now we save those changes and there still won't be anything to see on the website. So to now hook it in to appear below this content, I'm going to go to this website, Business Bloomer. They have a WooCommerce visual hook guide for the single product page. And over here, you can see all the hooks available for the website. Now I'm going to scroll down here to the one I'm looking for, and I'm looking for something that is low down on the page in the right-hand column and something that's in the WooCommerce single product summary. So if I scroll down here now, there are a couple of references here to the WooCommerce single product summary. And I think what I'm going to do is pop this in and into the WooCommerce single product summary. And you'll see that this number on the right denotes where you're positioned in that summary. Now, the lower the number, the higher up in the page. Now, I'd like my form to be right at the end. So I'm going to copy this action and I'm going to adjust it so that what I'm doing is right at the bottom. So I've pasted that in, obviously then to replace this value with my theme, with my function name, and that's it. And now I'm going to save the changes, head over to the website, and you'll see that the form now appears. It's a little bit high up there and a little bit of styling to make it stand out a little bit more. And you can see here that with the prefix, we have product name and it says product name, but what we actually want is the name of the product in here. So let's head back to the form. And what I'm going to do then is go over to my product inquiry form and select product name. And then under advanced options, we click these three dots, scroll down, embed post, no, not the ID, we want the title. So I'm going to do that and save the form. Then I'm going to go back to the website, and now you'll see that it's pulling in the name of the form of the product, logo, collection. The customer can still edit or do something there if they want to. Now we need to add some styling. So let's go and wrap our form in some CSS. So head back to snippets. And now we're just going to add a div. And I'm going to do it this way. And the class will be equal to, let's just call it dash form dash wrap. So we know it wraps around the form. And then what I'm going to do here is just echo the end of that, close that div. So that's all we need now for the theme to work. And then I'm going to copy that and save that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the custom CSS and JS. And I'm going to add some CSS, and I'll just call this WooCommerce product form. And over here now, I know that that's the class for the div. And so all we need to do now is add a border. So let's just go border, and let's go 1 pixel solid, and let's keep it relatively light. Then we'll give it a border radius of 5 pixels. And then what I'm also going to do is give it a margin at the top of 20 pixels, so it drops down a bit. And then I'm going to give it a box shadow and no horizontal offset. Let's make it 5 pixels on the vertical. Let's give it a 10 pixel blur. And then the color, let's go with something like that. And I think that's all that we need to do. We save that. And now when we refresh, if it doesn't show, we just have a quick look. We need to publish our CSS. So I've published the CSS, and now there we have it, but everything's very tight on the corner and this button doesn't look great. So what we're going to do now is give it some padding. Let's make it 15 pixels top right and left, but the bottom it has a bit of a bigger gap, so we'll update that. And now you'll see that we have the 15 pixel and it kind of looks evenly balanced. The spacing at the bottom is part of the form, so we're not going to worry about that right now. And then I'd like this button to stretch all the way across. So I'm going to head back to Fluent Forms and we'll just edit that to make the button stretch across. So here we have the Submit Form button, but what we're going to look for now is under Advanced Fields, Custom Submit button, which is nice and wide. Save the form. Right, and there you have it. We have our form inserted, and let's go and have a look at another product. So I'm going to go back to products, and let's look at something like a collection then. So there's the logo collection. Let's view that, and yes, there's our form. Nice and neatly then on every product page with the name of the product pre-filled. So that's how easy it is then to insert a form on any product page using that hook, which we got here from Business Bloomer, and we've just hooked it in at number 50 and it's appeared at the bottom. If we wanted to move the form up, for example, let's say, let's move it up a little bit. I'll just show you how that works. So I head over to Snippets. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that 50, let's change that to a 30. We'll save the changes and just see. Now what will happen is the form will move up, and now you see that we have the SKU at the bottom. And in fact, if I move that all the way up, then you'll see that, there we go. So our form moves up. So if we wanted to position it before any of those fields, we could, but obviously that looks a little bit out of place. So let's just move that back to the bottom. So that's how you can insert pretty much anything then on the product page that you want to. And yeah, it's as easy as that. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you for watching.